What's going on is the objective jerk, and I am that jerk. How's everybody doing? It's only been a day since we last spoke. This is kind of unplanned and just, you know, what's the word? When you. It's unplanned and it's. Like what's the candy at a convenience store? It's right there to. So you'll just you'll see it and you'll buy it. It's called. There's a word. It's This episode is brought to you by memory loss. No, not splurge. Dang it, I really want to get this. What is it called? When you make hasty, unthought purchases. Unplanned and impulse. There we go. Impulse purchasing, right? Buying impulse. Okay. So I just did a podcast yesterday and I was just kind of going over some stuff, and lo and behold, news is out that the previous dumbass president has cancer, and not just like some skin cancer and some whatever. He's got like bone metastasized cancer from your oh my goodness, dude, prostate, right? And it's like, the guy's a human. I don't, honestly, at this point, I don't blame Biden so much. It's everyone else. It's his wife. I think Jill Biden is a demon, like straight up. She is a controlling, selfish, self-absorbed, sociopathic cunt. Is that an acronym? Can I make that an acronym? What did I say? Controlling. I don't know. But, and then plus, everybody else, because it's like he got a clean bill of health less than a year ago. July, I think it was July. There's a letter from the doctor, blah, blah, blah. He's good to go. So how did he go from completely healthy to bone metastasized prostate cancer in less than a year? You can't. It's completely bullshit. There's one of two things. Either they lied, or somebody infected him with some sort of serum that's going to slowly kill him, and they're like, it's a slow assassination or something because they don't want information to get out or something. You know what I mean? So which is it? It's like, I mean, it's insane. And it just shows you how much liars the Democrat Party is right now. They are straight up, again, all politicians are trash. That's why I voted for Trump, because he's not a politician. All politicians are garbage people. And I think a lot of them get into politics thinking they're going to make a difference, but they're slowly, contaminated, infected with the BS that is political shit. I don't know. But they were always sitting there saying like, oh, Biden's going to be transparent when it comes to health. Trump, right? And it's just all this, and then just so much lies come out. So much lies come out. And yet, the liberal left are still just, they don't care. Like, what's worse, not knowing someone's a piece of shit and rooting for them, or knowing that someone's a piece of shit and still rooting for them? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I got my one liberal friend who always makes comments, and I know it's like, if I made a little post on my Facebook saying exactly that. How did he go from clean bill of health to what he's got now in less than a year? I know he's going to probably say something, and it's going to be, well, Trump, blah blah blah. It's like, we're not talking about Trump. See, this is what fucking pisses me off. Is these retarded liberals, they don't have an answer. They don't want to admit anything. They can't. So what do they do? They just, oh, Trump, you know? It's like, why did they lie about his health? Oh, probably the same reason that Trump. It's like, no. Why did they lie? Why was did they know he had cancer? Is that why they pulled him out, actually? Or what, did they know dude, he had this well into his, first, when he ran. They learned about it then. And they're probably giving him all kinds of crap, which kind of aided in his mental capacity dwindling and his you know what I mean? I mean, you just saw Biden. I mean, from the beginning, he wasn't doing well. They probably knew when he was running. I mean, I'm not a pathologist, doctor, anything. I don't know how long it takes cancer. I know it takes a couple years, pretty sure, to get to the point where he's at. But I mean, did he have it before or when he was running for president? And they didn't want to jeopardize it, so they're like, because Biden went downhill quick, fast, in a hurry, But you could kind of see it when they were running. I remember him doing his speeches and stuff, and I was just like, oh my gosh, dude, this guy is just gone. We all saw it, but the left just was in denial. Everybody on the right seen it. And then once he was elected, you could just see it and then you never saw him. He was always hiding. He never, ever spoke to the press. He never did. Only time he did any kind of speaking to any kind of reporter was when it was planned and scripted and controlled. Dude, Trump talks to reporters every single day, just opens the door in Air Force One, what's up? And they ask him questions and he answers and he talks and this and that. You cannot tell these people that think that Biden was good and this and that are either completely disingenuous or they're fucking retarded, stupid. Like their IQ is like 25. I mean, because what else is it? Yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is. The liberal mind virus. I remember early 2000s when Bush ran, right? Not Bush. Yeah, Bush. W. I remember that was kind of the first time I sort of followed the elections, right? I didn't want one or the other so much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. I mean, maybe because I was a liberal retard, I was probably going for gore, but I just kind of knew or felt that Bush was going to win, right? And then start the war and all this stuff, everything starts kind of happening. And I remember being, I joined the army after 9/11, fully expecting to go to Afghanistan at some point in time, right? And I remember being in my unit and they're like, hey, we're going overseas, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, here we go. This is what I signed up for. And I'm like, where are we going? Iraq. What? Iraq? Why Iraq? It was like, what's going on in Iraq? Seemed a little weird, but you know what? I trusted my leaders. I'm trying to think of another word. But just the whole time it was like, and I didn't like Bush. I thought he sounded retarded. I didn't make excuses for him. You know what I mean? And that's kind of just what annoys me is like, the left just cannot admit that they fucked up, that they picked the wrong person, that they, you know, I mean, some are, a lot are. I know I say this a lot, but um, just some people, like, I don't get much flack from anybody except for my one friend now, as far as, because I think a lot of people are just like, gosh, you know, Biden was a bad choice. We messed it. They don't want to admit it, but they're not going to go and say anything. My friend, he still will make comments and like stuff like that. Again, I think he just likes to troll. He said something. What was the last thing that we got? Like some comments thrown back and forth on Facebook. What was it about? Can't remember. Oh, it was the tariffs and stuff, right? I think. And then he made the comment like, "Oh, well, Trump's just a liar because he said on day one he would fix it." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, dude, are you just trying to be cheeky, to be a troll, or do you legitimately believe what you just said?" Day one. So you think he can just push a button and day one everything is fixed? All prices go down. All this, all that. That's not how it works. He did make the changes day one. He opened up the pipelines and started doing for drilling and made all the things that he needs to do, and it takes time for that to process, and it takes time for that rock to gather moss going down the hill. It's not a good analogy, but it doesn't happen overnight. But they're like, oh, day one. It's like, tell me you watch MSNBC without telling me you watch him, because I've seen them say that. Oh, he said on day one. Do you think he's got like a lamp back there with a genie, and he's just like, It's like, come on. Like, how disingenuously stupid do you have to be? It's like trying to lose weight or gaining weight or whatever, dude. If you sat on your ass and watched nothing but TV and played video games and ate nasty ass junk food, dude, you would gain so much weight so fast, right? Like all of a sudden you're like, damn, man. You just get it. It happens quick within like 2 weeks, right? You can gain a lot of weight. It's insane. But then to stop and eat clean and exercise to lose that weight takes twice, 3 times as long. It takes time to fix mistakes and problems, especially something that's like culturally and, the economy and all that kind of, it's the same thing. You don't just, it's not one person that you're fixing, and, it's a whole country. It takes time. Yes, he made the decisions, he started what he needed to on day one. He did. The border. Day one, closed it down. Did everything. Now it's like nobody's coming across. It's just, I don't know. I really hope, I haven't asked the guy, my friend, but I really hope he's just trying to kind of fuck with me and get me to argue. Because if he does actually believe all these things, I'm just like, I don't have much respect left for him. And it's been a while since I've even seen this guy face to face. I saw him last like 2010. So it's been a while. But like, if I remember right, he liked poking the bear and stirring the pot and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of think that's what he's doing. I really hope that's what he's doing. I don't want to like not be friends with him. I won't do that. I won't unfriend anybody. I had people do that to me. I did shut down my Facebook completely at one point, and then I restarted it when I started the podcast. But so I guess I unfriended friends, but I unfriended everybody basically. I never used Facebook until I moved out here. I mean, I would get on like once or twice a year, like catch up with people, see what's going on, make a few comments, this and that, and then I'd never get on. I just, so it wasn't until I moved here that I got on Facebook regularly, and yeah, and that's when all the crap started, and Yeah, then I had people who I thought of as like friends that were like family I hadn't seen in years, but kept in touch and whatever. And they're like, that's why I kind of quit following you, man, because of Trump. It's like, really? Okay. Well, that's fine. Like, whatever. But it's just kind of, I'm just kind of curious because this all kind of came out fairly recently, the whole cancer thing. So I'm just kind of curious to see. So like I said, I made a post that said, he was clean or he was healthy less than a year ago. Now he's not. Question mark. So I'm assuming I'm going to get a comment from my friend, and it's probably going to be like, "Oh, Trump did blah blah" or something. That's what I'm guessing. Someone might be like, "Well, I don't think it's cool that you're, saying something about his cancer or whatever, this and that." It's like, fuck off. It doesn't matter. I'm not happy he has cancer. I'm not, celebrating the fact that Joe Biden will most likely won't live another 6 months. I feel bad for the guy. I do. Like, I feel bad for, he was elder abuse like crazy, just like him and Stan Lee's no different. The way they were treated at the end of their lives. And the left, they celebrate it. They don't celebrate his cancer, but they celebrate that, this old man was being abused. And that's what makes, just so much evil in the world. And you just see how the left just like, oh yeah, it's okay because we're the side of acceptance. We love everybody except all the people we don't. I don't know. Like, it's just, they're so far gone. And they're stubborn as hell though, right? Like, I don't know. Like I said, out of all the people, I mean, when I first, I got rid of my Facebook, and then when I started doing the podcast, I was like, well, I'll do another, um, I'll do one for my podcast. And then, I think it was like my wife, I wanted to kind of separate, like, marketplace is kind of big here in the Philippines with Facebook. So it was like, it got to a point where I was like, I kind of need a separate Facebook. So I changed to like a more personal one. And then I made like a page or whatever for the podcast. But I still try to keep it separate or not obvious. And then pretty soon people were like, oh, I can't find you on Facebook because they're looking for my name and it's not my name. But that's kind of how I want it and stuff. So I slowly kind of went back, and I've slowly added family members that have TDS, but they're my family. I love them, and that's their problem, not mine. Um. So, and most of them, they don't say nothing anymore. Every once in a great while, but not really. I think they're starting to see the writing on the wall, and they're like, oh man, yeah, it's. I mean, not that they're like, oh, Trump is great, but I think they're starting to see the bullshit that the Biden administration was, and so they're kind of like, they're just not saying anything. They're being quiet, which is fine. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I was wrong. You're right. Trump's awesome. I don't, it's just quit trying to, I just can't get behind, celebrating all the pitfalls and all the debauchery and all the lies and everything that came from the Democratic Party in the last 5 years, and it's like, it's all okay, and then every time you say, well, what about this? Oh, well, Trump, and it's like, oh my gosh, man, no, I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about this or whatever. It's just, I guess that's TDS, that's everything wrong in their life or bad in their life is Trump derangement. Dude, Trump has been, he's been here forever. Now all this, it's like just within the last 8 years, he's what's wrong with the world. But, a lot of it is too the news, man. They just, oh, he's Hitler, he's Hitler, he's Hitler. and then people believed it. But then they start seeing the stuff coming out, That's why CNN got shit for views, MSNBC shit for views, less than. All their people are being fired. Nobody watches them because all they do is they're it's just all bullshit. They just make up stuff because it's just they're trying to, and people they finally see it, It's just like some people see it sooner than others. I always talk about, I wasn't much into politics, but the thing that I saw, so I voted for Trump the first time, thinking he was not going to win, and then he won, and I was like, oh wow, okay. Um, and then saw how things were going. I felt he was doing pretty good, right? It wasn't perfect. The thing is, I think he was trying to be in the middle. He was trying to not go on the warpath, and he was trying to be nice on both sides, right? And then when he got raped, like he did, by people in his administration and the FBI and everybody, so then when he came back, he's like, okay, no more being nice guy. Then I'm gonna fix the country and get rid of you pieces of shit, right? But I remember, I've said it before, but whatever. Right when COVID started, Biden, Trump, he stopped people coming from China into the States. There was a couple other ones too, but I remember, that was the big one, China, right? They're like just trying, because they didn't know what was going on. They couldn't figure out. They knew something with China. It was bat soup or whatever. And so then all of a sudden, like Pelosi goes to Chinatown and like, oh my gosh, it's so great here. Trump is racist. Look at him in Chinatown and blah blah blah. Why would he stop people coming from China? He's racist. And it wasn't that. Then it was a little later, like a week or 2 weeks later or something. Then she and all the rest were going on like, ooh, Trump didn't do enough. He didn't do enough to stop, the whatever, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, dude, you were just criticizing him for doing something. And then, you know what I mean? And I remember that was like, dude, these people are full of shit. Like, and it's like blatantly obvious, And so then that was the first thing that really kind of, I guess, red pilled me, maybe. I don't know. But it was like I noticed it and I was like, dude, what? That makes no sense. So that's when I started kind of watching, like both, watching all the news, and like you would see some Trump talking something live, right? Like he'd be live, it'd be on Fox and they'd show him and you'd watch his little speech, right? And then you go to CNN and they don't follow him live. They have recording snippets and they just take pieces of it and they're like, oh, look what he said. And I'm like, that's not what he said. I just watched it. I watched it live, And so then there was that and it was just more and more. It's like, oh my gosh, these people are just garbage human beings, And then finally, the day Pennsylvania, that's when CNN was live covering Trump. See, like, it's just all those little things, all these things. But people just have like such short memories, that they forget all the stuff. And then if you were to sit there and collect all this kind of BS crap and you hand it to a liberal on a silver platter, here you go. Look at all this crap. Wow. They just make more excuses. Not all of them. Some of them are like, dude, you know what? Something is fucked up. But, a lot of them just, they don't want to admit it. And again, you don't have to admit that you like Trump or even admit that he's doing a good job, even though you can't deny it. You can't deny that things are improving, but whatever. But to sit there and say that the Democrats are so great right now, dude, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Sorry. It's insane how evil and vile they are. It's just gross. Anyway, but yeah, so I just saw the headline with with Biden, and I was just like, dude, what? And I wanted to talk about it. So anyway, let me know what you think. Are you surprised at all? I don't know. Is this, I don't know. Let me know. You can email me. You know what to do. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time. God bless. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.